All right, so like how Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves opens in Jerusalem,
Right?
this movie opens in Japan? Snowy Mountain? Where is this?
They lean too heavy on it's China magic. Like, okay, you're not allowed to have China dust and an Asian woman.
But that is gunpowder. That is what like gunpowder was.
Oh, is that what that is? Because then they're like, they just need salt. I'm like, wait, there's spice? Are we doing fucking Dune?
Well, okay, so this movie, its version of history is like it all exists at the same time.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because wherever the fuck we are now in the snowy mountains of Tibet or whatever, there's just a bunch of like barbarian Viking guys.
They're just up. And if you want sand, you go down.
Go down, yes.
Mm-hmm. They're on the snow floor.
Exactly, yes. All dogs are boys, all cats are girls, all snow is up, all sand is down.
Dogs go to heaven, cats go to hell.
So these Viking guys are just standing around and they're like, we have killed Babylonians, Mesopotamians, Assyrians, Sumerians. Those are all the same thing. Well, they're not, I mean, whatever. And we have never killed an Akkadian.
We killed Robert. We killed Edna.
But now they have the chance. They have an Akkadian man tied up to a cross.
Which there's no stakes in it at all for us because we don't know Akkadians are badasses yet. But fine. I get what you're trying to say.
But on the roof, a man lugging a big boulder. And then he just drops into the hut. And I think an excellent like hero shot of The Rock revealing himself. And everybody there is silent and like, oh, and he just goes, poo. And they all run terrified and shit themselves. And he just
half of them
just does like a single-handedly taking on everyone. And I think a really well done fight sequence. And this just got me very excited watching the movie yesterday because the new metal's playing on the soundtrack.
Jesus.
And I just realized like, okay, yes, just take me there. This is Edward G. Robinson in Soylent Green. Just put me on the bed, give me the fatal injection, and I just slip off into the infinity watching this. Yes. And so The Rock saves
what to do when you're in hospice now.
Saves the prisoner, and he's like, "You're lucky we have the same mom." And then just smash cut the Scorpion King. Scorpion King is near. All right, so an unspecified narrator is like, "The year was -3 million. This is before the pyramids."
Then why was there a pyramid? I saw something pointy.
So this movie's like collapsing like 4,000 years of history into one time.
Yeah.
This would be pre-dynastic Egypt, before when Egypt was just a collection of petty kingdoms and tribes.
No aqueducts even.
No, nothing. Although, well, they do have like a sewer system. It looked pretty advanced to me.
But the ducks are later. They got the dirty poop, but where's the clean water?
The most feared warlord of them all is Memnon.
Because he's got so many flags. Look at his flags. His little scarves. He's a man of scarves.
He leads a fearsome horde. They've come from the east. Oh no, the east.
Not the Orient.
And they've pillaged and conquered. And by the law of the horde, the greatest warrior is automatically their king. So that's why The Rock becomes the king. Because when they're like, "You're our king," I was like, "Wait, what? He is?"
But the horde is the world. The horde is just whoever survives.
The world is a horde. He becomes the king of the bad guys at the end. That's why it's weird.
Well, I just thought maybe he brought enough good guys with him. They're like, this looks like a good place.
He's going to change the system from the inside. He is Hillary Clinton. But here, the thing is, the reason he's so good, well, he can catch arrows and that's impressive. But really, he has at his side a sorcerer. The predictions of a sorcerer who can predict the outcome of every battle. And I like that for 9 minutes of the movie, they're like, the sorcerer. And it's supposed to be a big shock. The sorcerer is a girl.
Oh.
And then she's like, why is the narrator not telling you a sorceress?
Okay.
Just saying, if he's a narrator and knows everything, even he's like, the sorcerer, who's definitely a man, was on his side.
Well, the narrator's not a sorcerer, so...
So there is this multi-ethnic gathering, the last of the free tribes. They're under threat from Memnon. So everybody gets together. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about this.
Lots of big statues of things.
And we got the son of the chief or whatever is played by Peter Fasinelli.
Like the least surprising turn ever. He's so menacing. He's so over the top asshole. He's so easily, he's just mean to everybody. I thought this was people being nice to each other right here. This is a nice camp.
Every tribe needs a mean guy, and that's what I'm going to be. Peter Fasinelli, Edward Cullen's father.
Ow, I knew he looked familiar.
Is the little shit. And we meet Balthazar, Michael Clarke Duncan, and Peter Fasinelli's being a little bitch to him. He's like, "Shut up, you. Don't tell me what to do." And Michael Clarke Duncan's just like, "Oh, get down on your knees." Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. All right, we hired some Acadians. You know the Acadians? How they're all dead except these three. We got them, and they're the greatest assassins in the world. And they will go and kill not Memnon, but his sorcerer. And so The Rock is, he's like, I'm here. I'm one of the assassins. And as long as one of us breathes, the sorcerer will die. Kind of weird. They're hired to kill the sorcerer, not Memnon. That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Because all these are like words that aren't used all the time. So I'm just like, sorcerer, Acadia. There's all interchangeable for a while there.
No, you're right. You hear the sorcerer, you're like, oh yeah, the bad guy.
I just thought they were the emperor. Right, the emperor.
The emperor.
Got it.
He meant emperor.
Yeah.
So they set off on this mission. Oh, The Rock's character is Matthias, which I don't think you find out for a while.
No, they say it a bunch. They
you
say
don't
his
find
name all
out
the
for
time.
a while.
They say it a lot.
I think you find it out when he meets the sorceress and he's like, you're a woman? And she's like,
yeah.
You've been set up, Matthias. You know my name. They set off on their mission. Matthias drives a camel. His brother's like, you're always on that camel. And he's like, yes, but my camel is smart.
And what he's really saying is Dwayne The Rock Johnson is smart. I will not be falling off my horse like you fuckers.
Exactly. They infiltrate the city. They do a bunch of badass shit. Matthias is like the greatest archer in the world, right? He shoots a zip line down.
He only has his bow for a second. And then he gets it back later.
I remembered a lot more bow and arrow action in this movie. There's actually very little of it.
Yeah.
And this is where we meet the shitty sidekick. What is even his name? The actor is Grant Heslov. He's playing Arpid. Arpid.
And now there's a name I did not hear.
And he is being like, he's about to be tortured to death. And he says to The Rock, please save me. And The Rock's like, no. He's like, oh, damn it. I will reveal my sidekick thing in a second. But The Rock gets into the sorcerer's tent. He's like, here I am at the sorcerer's tent. Oh, his brother and the other guy got captured. He's like, well, I'm the only one left. I got to go complete the mission. Goes into the sorcerer's tent. The sorcerer turns around and it's a hot lady.
Not a hot lady.
And she says, you've been betrayed, Matthias. You know my name and why you're here. Then all the bad guys attack and they kill his brother in front of him. But the sorceress, she goes up to Memnon and she's like, I have foreseen that you will not kill this man. He will not die by your hand. And
or any hand under your command.
So he's like, okay, what can I do? How can I get around this?
Bury him up to his head and then release fire ants? How's that him not killing him?
See, I like that. Fine. I don't know. That feels like something from a 1940s movie. Is like, you'd be like, oh yes, very smart of him to get around that technicality, even though it's not. Even though
hand is metaphor here, but yeah, fine. I didn't hit him.
He and the annoying guy in Arpid are both buried together. All right, so Arpid is annoying and not funny, and I don't like him in this movie. However, I realized something. So the annoying sidekick character who is comic relief is like a trope as old as movies themselves, right?
Yeah.
Recently, my complaints about blockbuster movies being irony poisoned and being so quippy, I think have seen the sidekick going away. Now, the annoying sidekick goes into everybody, including the main character.
It just comes out and breaks the fourth wall.
And in a movie like this, I can be like, that character's annoying. I will not pay attention to him. And I can actually ignore it. And when I remember the movie, I don't even remember that he's in it. But I can't ignore the hero. So if the hero is being annoying, I'm going to dislike the movie more. This is why I realized the utility of the annoying sidekick, and it even made me realize Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the cinema's greatest sin of annoying sidekick comic relief character.
He's the scapegoat. You need the scapegoat.
He is. He's the sin eater for the movie.
Yeah.
You concentrate all your firepower on him.
Right.
And he frees up Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor to not have to make any annoying quips.
Okay, but
they do.
But then you've got someone like Donkey, who is like my favorite part of Shrek. Or what else? Or Sid, who is the funniest, also one of the funniest parts of
Toy Story?
No, of Broken Ice.
Ice Age?
Ice Age. That's his name, right? Sid.
Yeah.
Sid.
The sloth.
The sloth. I mean, because you give it to real comedians, Eddie Murphy, fucking John Nicodemus.
Leguizamo, yeah. No, so this is you either
I was
get,
on a roll.
but okay, so the sidekick, the comic relief sidekick, if it works, great.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a great beloved character. If it doesn't work,
Right.
that's okay. They're the sin eater for the movie.
Yeah,
And
I'm with you.
when I think of Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor in episode 1, Star Wars episode 1, I think, yeah, they're pretty good in that movie. If they were forced to have to make shitty George Lucas jokes, I would think way more poorly of them.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, all my ire can be directed at Jar Jar Binks. This was the great revelation I had.
It is good, but is it not just like also poor writing that they feel these jokes need to be there to begin with?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yes. It's a lack of confidence more than anything
Right,
else.
because find humor in what is happening, not in, I don't know, like make it feel real. There's plenty of things to laugh at that fit in the moment.
Right. And Arpit is not doing like the irony kind of humor. He's not undermining
He's just
anything.
annoying.
He's just being annoying, and that's supposed to be
He
funny.
talks too much.
Yeah.
It doesn't go far enough to be, I don't know. Yeah, it's just annoying.
So the fire ants. These they're pretty bad CGI.
They still work for me because I'm so fucking creeped out by ants.
Yes. And Arpit is like, hey, I can get out of here. He does. And I'll help you, but you got to promise to take me with you on your adventures and give me all the spoils of your journey. And he's like, okay, please take me out of these ants. And he's like, okay, I will in a second. But still some get very close to the rock's face and he has to fight them off with his chin and biting one. And it's great.
It's great.
It's
That was one of the 2 moments where I'm like, you're the right man for this.
Memnon goes into the sorceress and he's like, time for our 5 o'clock meeting where you tell me things. And he's like, well, here I have.
What's today going to be like?
She's like, I have a vision. He's like, oh, okay. Vision. Tell me more. Okay. So the vision is that your armies will conquer the East. He's like, oh, great. That sounds great. I'll get my
like
armies
that.
ready right now.
Didn't they just come from the East?
Yeah.
We already did. Cassandra, you're telling me yesterday's vision.
Or maybe conquer the West. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You do some conquering. He's like, I like to hear that.
They will heed to you.
But then he looks at her and he's like, you think I'm cruel, heartless. And he throws like a mutton chop to his pet tigers. And she's like, it's no good. You can't, the world isn't good if you conquer it with bloodshed. And he's like, no, but then you will have order and obedience. I am a bad man.
And then we'll have sex.
Yeah, because there's this thing of like, we will have order and obedience, and I will become the king of legend. And then you will take your place beside me on my throne.
Right. Once I've killed everyone, then there'll be no one else to kill except for all their descendants. But I'll be fine then. Then we get to bone.
And she says, but in your bed, I would lose my gift of sight, and you would
Right.
lose your advantage in battle.
Which I thought was a very fucking red-pilled alpha male thing to say. Well, you know, high-value woman loses value as soon as she fucks. Of course, that's... I mean, then she turns it around and it's something she made up, which is actually very smart and safe, and it makes her safe. So once I know it's her fucking idea and it's not actually true, then I'm into it. But
I gotta be honest, I didn't realize she made it up until just now when I read the thing that she said.
Yep.
Because like, yeah, of course, it's a great thing to tell him. Oh, no, sorry, can't. Yeah, because that's how I have my, yeah.
Well, and men are, you don't have to tell them much for them to believe something like that of like, oh, a woman loses value after they give up the one thing I want from them. That makes sense.
They arrive in the city of Gomorrah, and the sidekick says the one funny
Should've
thing
seen
he says in the movie.
Or Saddam. Is that the name?
Yeah, Saddam. We're in the village of Saddam. No more fun city than Gomorrah. Maybe Sodom.
Saddam, that's it.
Ask President Bush, what do you call Mr. Hussein? Saddam.
Saddam.
All right, he wants to go into the city, does the sidekick, but he's like, but they have a price on my head. So the Rock is like, well, I have faith in you, my friend. You will get us through those gates. And then he punches his face for the first of many times and knocks him out.
That's the second time he knocked him out. The first time was when he was hanging upside down.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so they got a lot of this going on.
So this man can't help be annoying. He has traumatic brain injury.
Right, but he carries him into the city. Like they're like, hey, you can't come into the city. He's like, oh yeah, what about this? And they're like, oh, they're right this way.
How about that people are always doing wrong things in here, so you're always putting bounties on them? Do you remember this face? Yeah, he's 1 of 100. Sure, bring him in.
He revives him and just drops him off at a bar. And this city's a lot of fun. It's
Looks
good
fun.
just an old fashioned production design, a soundstage, a bazaar. It is funny that like what are the old pictures like that they used to make? If there's ever like in a TV show like The Twilight Zone, which I'm doing a podcast about, or a movie like Sunset Boulevard, where they're like, it's a movie about film production. The movies that they're always making is like a movie about Cleopatra. Or a movie about
right. Like
Egypt.
if you need to signal movie set that you're walking through, that
exactly.
we need. Yes.
So there's just something fun about that, just in and of itself. But
that's why he feels like a Disney ride.
Yeah.
Or Universal.
Yeah.
Either one.
Either or, really. Good. Both excellent
Universal
parks.
is more known for making pitches. Disney, more synonymous with the theme park. I'm right.
I feel like we need to. Okay. Put a pin in that.
I won't.
He passes by a brothel and a bunch of hot babes are like, hey, sexy, want to fuck all of us at once?
Waiting for Will Smith from fucking
Wild Wild West.
Yeah. I don't. And then our dude does a harem thing to Trojan horse
Clarke
himself
Duncan
in,
does,
and I'm like, yes,
because that was the height of comedy at one point. A man in women's clothes, not just any women's clothes, but he's like a part of a harem.
He's gonna fuck.
This annoying little kid runs up to him and he's like, hey, I'm annoying. Can I annoy you, sir?
He's not annoying.
He's not. You like him?
I like him because he's principled enough. You know, he's a street kid who's just starving to death, and this man's got as soon as this king or Matthew, whatever the Matthias, fucking tied his satchel of blood rubies, a giant. They look expensive. He just ties them to his waist with a little leather. Like, what are you doing? There's got to be a more secure place, like maybe your ass crack, sir. What are you doing? So when those kids are like, shoot, got your little satchel, like right away, like, yeah.
Well, there's
put that away.
Like a little kid gang of thieves, and they steal his. Yeah, you should have secured it better.
It's for food.
And they run away, and this the main piece of shit kid runs and hides in a barrel, and the Rock's very easily able to find him, and he
gives it
smiles up at him like, sorry.
And that's why I think it's sweet. He's actually a good kid. He's I've been had.
You're right.
He has like a gentleman's rule. Like, well, you found me fair and square. Here's your thingy. Except for I took two. And then he's like, this feels a little light. And I appreciate that he spit him out in his hand and he spit. That would have grossed me up.
No, he's a professional. But the Rock's like, okay, maybe this kid has some use. How would you like to earn one of these for real? Work for a living, son. But there is a really funny moment where they're sneaking into the palace and the Rock just picks the kid up and moves him back like a foot.
Yes, that was another part that I liked. But no, I don't take it as him needing to work for a living. I take it as him like seeing that a kid is in a rough situation doing things that he shouldn't be doing for good reason, and let me pay you. You need this money, but do something for me so I'm not a chump for just handing it to you.
I think if this movie were made in 2025, you'd have had like, we'd meet Matthias as a young, poor street urchin himself. Right. And now there's
like, we already got it.
No, yeah. We don't need any of that shit. Yeah.
You and your brothers were this little gang. Got it.
Or they weren't. Who cares?
Gives a shit. You can
this
see a
movie
kid
is 90 minutes long.
doing what he's got to do.
You're hearing Godsmack at minute 83 and then 7 minutes of credits.
I'm not the one who's so far away. Is that Godsmack?
When I feel the snake bite into my
Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
I did it. I'm gobsmacked that I got it.
This is the second time we've talked about Godsmack on the program. The first time was in our Child's Play episode.
I'm doing the best I ever did.
Where we have our riff about
go away.
That song is about a man trying to assemble a baby crib.
And IKEA, anything. That was my joke.
I know it was your joke. You're funny.
I made a joke.
There's another funny moment with the kid. The Rock is like, okay, get ready. I'll kill half. You kill the other half. And the kid looks at him. And the Rock's like, all right, fine, I'll kill them all. Yeah. It's very funny.
It is cute. Yes. That's why, like, it's very Indiana Jones second one vibes when he's got the kid. I think that the kid, when you're pulling out that, like, fatherly instinct in a guy like this, it is like giving them a cat. It's really endearing when done, when the kid's not so precocious that I want to kill them, when I feel like the kid deserves to have someone believe in them and give them trust and stuff like that, then it's interesting. And that's why I was like, oh, I wish he'd been around a little longer.
But The Rock is playing this just right. He's not playing annoyed. He's never even annoyed by his annoying sidekick.
Right.
He is always just kind of stoic, but not that serious, but he just everything he's doing in this movie is right. Like, I was so impressed with this performance from The Rock. So the Rock's like, I know, we'll go and I'll kill them all. And the kid's like, hey, instead of that, how about you don't do that? And we just go into this room. And he's like, oh, okay. So they go into this room and Bernard Hill is in there working. He's like a warlock pyromancer guy that every emperor needs.
Yes.
He's just tinkering with potions and stuff.
Well, it's like when really, really rich people have like the gift wrapping room. You know, you just have a everything room. This is where the science man lives. Did you want giant bathtub? I give you that room.
He's like Professor Keenbean from Richie Rich, or he's like,
yeah, or he's literally the wizard guy from fucking Sword in the Stone, right?
Yeah, he's like Merlin, or he's like
That's him.
Lucius Fox from The Dark Knight, Morgan Freeman. You just got to have like a guy who you put aside. Just you, I'll pay you. I'll check back in 20 years and maybe you'll have figured out something. I'll make
Maybe
you'll
have invented a kite with a string on it.
Yeah.
With a key.
And he's like, I'm developing my magic powder. It's a Chinese formula I obtained at great expense. And he's like, it will do great things or terrible things.
Oh, it depends on who.
But it's like, so Bernard Hill, a great character actor. He just says this with the utmost sincerity, and it's like, yeah, this is right out of like a 1943 movie where a character would have just said that, and it's not supposed to be a joke. Just like gunpowder might be great or bad.
Well, and it's like Oppenheimer. You have to always be reckoning with the fact that you're inventing science and doing science for what someone will either take what you made and do what you did not intend, or take what you discovered and then discover on top of it. And it's really out of you've always contributed to it. Is it the measles vaccine or is it plutonium? I don't know.
So Bernard Hill as the warlock, whose name I didn't write down, he's like,
warlock though, but he's just an inventor. He's not a fucking witch.
Oh, but isn't it interesting
he's not a witch?
How magic?
How are they different?
Once you can prove it, it's no longer magic. So he's like
he's an anti-warlock.
He's happy to help Matthias because Matthias is like, I want to kill Memnon. He's like, well, I do too. So of course I'll help you. Memnon, he's in the training yard that way. Go over there. Memnon is in the training yard. He's catching arrows. He's doing bad guy stuff.
His training is just like, I want to beat up 5 of you today.
Yeah.
Come here.
And the Rock's about to shoot him dead. But then his little friend gets captured and Memnon's like, kill him. It's a little thief. Kill him. And so the Rock's like,
no, he wasn't going to kill him. He was going to chop off his hand, which is even sadder somehow. That's why I told you he's like a boo.
He is like a boo.
He's to Aladdin.
Abu.
Abu. I don't see what's wrong with the way I'm saying it.
The Rock's like, all right, well, I got to intervene. So he jumps back in, stops him from chopping off the kid's hand, and then gets chased around, ends up back in Bernard Hill's office. And he's like, where do I go now? And he's like, go that way. And he's like, well, I can't get that. How am I supposed to go that way? And he's like, here, try my new invention, the catapult. Gets into the catapult and gets catapulted into a room of sexy ladies.
I just realized something. I'll bet if we were to go back and watch this whole movie, you would see that The Rock never acts in violence first to anyone. Even when that man was about to chop off that kid's hand, all he did was send an arrow to stop him from doing it. He didn't even hurt the man. He just blocked the weapon. And I remember that standing out because it happened one time before that too. In the like, we're all the good guys in this one place. What are we gonna do next scene? The same thing happens. Like he won't be an aggressor or hurt someone who wasn't intentionally acting to hurt him. I think that might be true. Okay, now he flies into a bathtub full of...
No, not yet. First, flies into the harem room, and they're like, we're Memnon's harem, and we're horny. Can we practice our dick sucking on you? And he like raises the people's eyebrow, and he's like, sorry, ladies, I don't have time for it right now. Again, we're going to try to track The Rock's sexuality on screen as we go. By sexuality, I mean him acting as a sexual being.
Right.
Not diagnosing anything about him, the man.
His ability to have romantic chemistry and not be weird about it.
Like, I just watched the movie Skyscraper from 2018. Nev Campbell plays his wife. Nev Campbell's great. The way he meets Nev Campbell in that movie is he gets injured. He's a cop who gets injured on the job. And Nev Campbell plays a life-saving like surgeon who operates on it. So it's like he can't even meet a woman who's attractive. She has to be like an angel healer.
Right.
And then smash cut. It's 10 years later. Now they have 2 kids. So we won't see any like romance or attraction between them. It was just funny.
That isn't, yeah.
So, but as they're like telling him how horny they are, they're stealing his knives and stuff. And then they bang the gong to tell Memnon's troops, he's here. Come get him in here. And so The Rock has to escape. He escapes by getting behind the gong, just like Indiana Jones does in Temple of Doom. And then drops into a lower room where the sorceress is taking a bath, her wet hair strategically covering her nipples.
I guess this is the first moment where you're like, oh, I guess she could fight because she gets up like this. But it just doesn't register because all I'm looking at is that fruit basket.
And the next year she was in X-Men 2 playing Lady Deathstrike, and she has that big fight with Wolverine, so she can fight.
Yeah, you can tell she's doing her own stuff. Like, it's just they just give her so little of it to do.
So the Rock like jumps in the tub with her, and he's like, down the drain we go, and they go down the drain.
How did he know that's how drainage works? Also, how are you not always in trouble in that bathtub, ma'am? What if you take out the giant plug on accident?
I don't even think they take out the giant plug. They're just like, go there.
They're just like, we just want the hole right now. Like, and you end up in the fucking sewer. You were dirty, you were clean, and you're dirty.
And then we cut to a kid standing by a wishing fountain, and he throws a coin in, and then this naked lady emerges out of it.
Because
he's like,
every 8-year-old wants a naked lady.
And he's like, Gods be praised. Oh, that's just good fun.
Let's pray, guys.
So they're out of the city. Now we have our central trio of good guys. We have Matthias. We got Sorceress. And we got
Drib. Armpit. Yep.
And Armpit is like, where are we going? And the Rock's like, the Valley of the Dead. And he says, nobody goes to the Valley of the Dead. That's why they call it the Valley of the Dead. Ba-dum-bum.
Dead people go there.
Meanwhile, Memnon is like, damn that Scorpion King. Here, I'm soaking some arrows in scorpion blood. Go kill him with these, please.
He'll hate this.
I like this. There's this thing happening in the background where Peter Fasinelli's like, sir, Mr. Memnon, your army, they heard a rumor that the sorceress isn't in town anymore.
Right.
And it's like the only reason anybody actually follows him is not because he can catch arrows good, but because he has a sorceress.
Exactly.
So our heroes arrive at the Valley of the Dead. Matthias is like, I'm home. And I guess this is where Akkadians come from, even though
Valley of the Dead.
The city of Akkad is in Mesopotamia.
They all
not
have
Egypt.
the same secret, which is make something look really unappealing or don't tell anyone where it is. That's how you keep a nice place.
What happens next? Well,
now the time for a sandstorm.
Yeah, which the Rock can see because he's so like in tune with the desert and he has like a telescope.
No. Oh, like he can feel the storm coming. Yes, that's true. But he's got a fancy gimp mask where he can see in the storm because he's from these parts. He's from the downstairs. Upstairs, snow.
They're city folk. They don't know.
He downstairs.
And so he charges at the troops, and the troops are like, it's just him by himself. What is he doing? But he's timed it perfectly. He knows the storm will be at my back in 3 seconds. And then it is. And he put the gimp mask on, so it's not going to bother his eyes. So he's able to beat a lot of them and then pulls them into a fucking cave and then fucking fights them. And then
he's out of the cave.
Then he's out and then fighting in the fucking sand.
But they got the scorpion arrow in there.
They poke him with a scorpion arrow.
Yeah, and then he comes back up from the cave.
Yeah. So now he goes back to his friends and he's like, I think something's wrong with me.
This is a child's movie. I'm just like, look at this.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Look at what?
Cassandra's entire bare side from tit to ankle. The only way she could administer her magic to help cure him is to straddle him in the dick area, bend over and look like she's about to kiss him, but just aura him.
He's PG-13. You know, this is for I don't know. We used to be allowed to have like a little bit of sensuality in movies. It's good.
She mounted him.
Yeah, that's good.
Fine.
So he's like, she says, I'll have to mount him and get the scorpion venom or whatever out of him. But if he does live, the blood of the scorpion will always flow through his veins.
And you think that's going to come back. And then it doesn't.
No, I think the only reason it's in here is because they're like, oh, it's called the Scorpion King.
Right. But like, I was like, well, it'd be cool if he had like just a little extra strength. He's already strong. He's already going at his max physically as the actor. What do we do? I thought maybe his eyes would light up red or something. Something to like summon scorpions. Can't you make scorpions come out of
He controls the scorpions.
Yeah, like, maybe his little whistle doesn't just call camels anymore. It's also the scorpions.
Or maybe turns him a little evil. Or
you're just like he can just get one big, like, just one big. Maybe his arrows catch on fire. Maybe his arrows now forevermore have scorpion poison on them. Yeah.
There's an idea.
I have plenty of ideas.
But truly, it is just like, oh, fuck. This movie's called The Scorpion King, and we forgot to like, okay, yeah.
And I guess I'm the Scorpion Queen. Because she mounted him, she sucked some scorpion out, and then
So the next day he wakes up, he's been cured, but she is like weakened. Has she lost her powers? He's like, why would you risk your life to save mine? Because you can save the people. The people are not my problem. Memnon is.
That's the people's problem. circular logic.
So The Rock finds the Warriors Falcon.
Can you smell who The Rock is saving?
It's you. You are the people.
I imitate. That was spot on. Can you do a Rock impression? Is there a way?
If you smell.
No, you just sound like a preacher. All right, go on.
Good question. The Rock.
It's just not that impressionable. He's more
it's
facial.
I see what's happening.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Face to face with greatness, and it's strange. You don't even know.
There's so many Moana moments in this movie. Even him exiting a cave.
Boat snack.
He does grab a chicken.
The Rock finds the Warrior's Falcon, and he sends it back to Memnon with the pendant or whatever to show Memnon, like, hey, I killed your guy. Memnon's not too happy about that. So our guys...
Damn it, that was my best guy.
Our guys run into Bernard Hill. He's in the desert. He's like, great news. I made my shit work. It works now. I just need salt.
I need a little bit of that space. And it turns out it's all over this desert.
Yeah, the salt. We're in the salt desert.
But then there's a funny joke where he's like, by the way, does anyone have any water? And he just looks like the most dehydrated. He literally looks like a piece of dehydrated beef jerky right here. He is needing water.
They run over. He died last year, and I think he was snubbed by the Oscars. I think he was one of the, yeah.
Well, I kind of have comfort in the fact that the fucking guy from the Candyman wasn't alone then.
Oh, there were a lot, yeah. But this guy was he was the captain of the goddamn Titanic,
God, he went down with it.
He was Theoden King in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
They go over and start drinking out of this oasis, and then they're captured. Oh, shit, we're captured. But, okay, it's not by Memnon's people. It's by Michael Clarke Duncan. Balthazar. These are all the people, the free people of the world. They're in hiding from Memnon. And they're like, we can't let you live, The Rock, because you'll tell Memnon where we are. And he's like, no, I won't.
It's like, wait, but The Rock was just in his place, the death of the whatever, where no one knows. So I'm sorry, is Balthazar's place where nobody knows about it inside of The Rock's place where nobody knows about it?
I think so, yeah.
Because that's the oasis inside of...
And you know what the oasis is?
It is a place in a desert.
That's where we go gunting.
Oh, that's true.
There's a sanctuary for all who stand against Memnon. And then Michael Clarke Duncan's like, I'm going to fucking fight you, The Rock. And they fight. And it's a good little fight.
It's a good little fight.
But The Rock defeats him, and then he gives a rousing speech. He's like, we all need to work together. But if you won't work with me, then I will stand alone against the Memnon.
Stand alone.
And this inspires them. They say, we shall follow you, Mr.
Well, because
Matthias.
his problem with him in the beginning was that he wasn't trying to stand up for the people. He was doing it for a bunch of Ruby. He was taking the entire money away from that group of people who've come together to go do a job. He's a mercenary. Now he's doing it for the people.
It's kind of a Han Solo or Rick Blaine arc. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an arc.
I stick my neck out for nobody. I stick my neck out for all.
Just like his eyebrow. The people's arc.
The sorceress.
She looks so much better without her stupid makeup that they make her wear.
She has a scary vision. Matthias, you will be defeated via arrow to the back and the people crushed. So are her visions... What?
She's not supposed to touch children. She's a dirty perv. And so when she touches a child, she gets a bad vision. So that's, she's being punished. I'm just kidding. But that is what happened.
That sounded reasonable to me. But I guess it's like she's seeing the future, but because The Rock does get shot with an arrow, but he doesn't die, but she just assumes he will die.
No, she changes the future. It's if she stays in this camp. She feels a lot of guilt. She is the only reason why Agamemnon's going to be coming to this camp. So she was right to leave it, to take the danger with her. It would have been selfish for her not to. And if The Rock's only purpose is, oh, he will die by my hand. It's like, yeah, but everyone else here will die by theirs. And then you'll kill him. So what good is that?
Agamemnon is from the Iliad. Here it's just Mamnon. Mamnon.
What's up, dog?
So there's like, hey, you may have that vision, but I say, nope, I make my own destiny.
Did you see this dick in your visions? Impressed.
And they respectfully fuck off screen. They even have a fade to black.
Yes. I was like, oh man, this is so PG-13 until she mounts him. And then again, this movie is obsessed with her flawless skin, because in the wake up scene, it's just her from head to toe, only the side of her. Glorious side boob. This woman's body is wow. But she leaves him hanging. Well, yeah. She walks out. She knows what she has to do. A gold bikini calleth her.
Memnon's troops are
It calls her.
Memnon's troops are having like a big, hey, it's the night before the war celebration.
Right. Eat your fill and drink your
the
fill.
kickoff gala.
Eat so much that you're full and bloated, and then drink a whole lot and get hungover, and then let's wake up in the morning feeling great.
Because this is absolutely a thing.
I know.
Wars. Time immemorial. Yeah, get drunk and fucking eat all you can.
No wonder everyone shits themselves when they die on the battlefield. Like, I needed that.
But that's the thing about war is like there's no skin. It's just bodies crashing into each other.
Right.
Just, oh, fuck. Oh, whoever.
But
it's
that's
a total
why
accident.
It was fair. Then gunpowder gets invented and catapults.
Gunpowder.
Now it's about equipment.
Sick.
Now it's about equipment.
The head troop goes up to Memnon and he's like, hey, we love you, but our soldiers, they want to see the sorceress.
Yeah. It's not because they love her more.
And then the sorceress appears and she's like, oh, sorry, I've been sick, but now I'm better. And Memnon kills that guy for being a negative Nancy. And he's like, sorceress, tell us all.
I know something that helps morale. Stabby.
What's going to be? Oh, no, he takes her into the room. He's like, where the
We
fuck
need to
have you
fucking
been?
talk, Cassandra.
So what's in my future? And she's like, well, there will be a great victory. Your enemies will reveal themselves to you.
And because she steps out on him, he think like this bitch got kidnapped because of you, but in your mind she wanted it, and so she definitely like had all kinds of sex while she was gone, and he's like, you seem diminished. Fucking way to accuse the fucking victim.
I do like the way he says it though. You seem
diminished.
Yeah, you seem diminished.
If only I hadn't said it too.
You didn't give the pause. Gotta let it breathe. Meanwhile, Balthazar and his allies are helping Matthias and his people sneak in. Memnon's like, I don't believe that you still have your witch powers. And she's like, I do. And he's like, no, well, let's see.
Bring out the pot spinner.
So they bring out the pot spinner. They bring out the snake people. They put snakes.
They aren't snake people. They're just the guys in the kitchen that day. They were like, get 3 cobras. Fuck. And all the good pots.
So we got these CGI snakes that look so bad. Like,
they look crazy.
Get real snakes. Is that so hard?
Well, yeah, those are kitchen guys. They don't want to handle snakes.
Oh, okay, so that's true to life.
The real snake guys, this is like an old white guy with a pot belly. He can't, I'm going to put on a pharaoh hat.
So she has to he does like a 3-card snake Monty, spins the things around. And he's like, reach into the one that doesn't have the poisonous snake. And she does, and it works. And then he's like, well, okay. And he knocks that one aside. He's like, do it again.
Do it again, bitch.
So she reaches into one that she knows has a snake and then just pulls it out. And she's like, haha, I'm a snake witch now.
Oh, it's a snake. Now I got a snake gun.
She's wielding it as a weapon.
What magic is this? The snake.
What magic is this? And
Professor Snake.
She says, my magic.
Okay. Oh, magic that she uses for her own self. Not magic she's doing because she's the fucking slave of someone else.
The snake is the symbol of the evil femininity, but now she's weaponizing it for her own.
She's using a phallus against him.
A phallus of a snake, yes.
But yeah.
It's both.
Okay.
This movie's got a lot of symbology.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of hieroglyphics.
It's a dense text. Let's see.
How much of it do you think is borrowed from other sets? Just a whole lot of Indiana Jones things and...
Well, the Rock swoops in. He's like, I've come for the woman and your head. This line was in the trailer, I remember. This is like so much following the beats of Robin Hood, of the Errol Flynn Robin Hood, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood. He just swoops in, stops the bad guy from doing something to the woman. And he's like, oh, the Acadian. You and the woman are a thing. Well, I'll kill you both together. And they have a big fight.
Wait, he says the sweetest thing. He says, and I'll bury you together. And I'm like, that's really thoughtful.
You're thoughtful.
That is thoughtful.
Now we're following a bunch of action. Michael Clarke Duncan's fighting a bunch of guys. Bernard Hill is setting up some gunpowder with the aid of the sidekicks. And now The Rock is fighting off some really bad looking CGI snakes.
We have a whole tribe of women that you don't seem to want to talk about who are kicking absolute fucking ass.
They're kicking ass.
This is don't even act like you care. And this is such a Disney movie, and the fact that no one died, not even one of the faceless women, one dies.
Oh, okay. No good guys die.
Well, his brother in the beginning, but you know that's going to happen because he needs a new sidekick. He can't have 3 cool guys. You have one cool guy, an annoying guy, and then the babe.
But Michael Clarke Duncan kills Peter Fasinelli, and I like that the movie. He just pins him down.
It's just like boop.
No, but I appreciate that.
I do
he just
too.
says, for your father. And then
I
just
love
shoots
it.
him. There's no like, you're not worth it or...
Yeah, no,
just
there's no like, Bond speech where like he gives the guy another, because he's not the point. That guy's never been the point. No one cares about him.
Or
I
like
love it.
struggling. Do I really want to do this to this guy? But no, he just does it. He just fucking
Because
kills
this
him.
guy is an eye for an eye. He's fair. There's no lower person than this fucking guy that betrayed his own dad and brought the head.
Kills him and says, that's for your father.
Right.
Your father. Wow. All right.
Wow.
So wow.
Whoa.
This is high drama.
That man's a man of honor.
The Rock, Matthias and Memnon, they have a hand-to-hand fight with swords
Just a lot
on
of this.
fire.
Oh,
Looks like The Rock is defeated by this much smaller man.
wait, did you notice how like impressed The Rock was when that man took one sword and showed him that it's two? He's like, whoa, two? He's just holding it like this and he goes, chink.
He would be really impressed with the got your nose.
Right? Oh,
My nose is
but
gone.
I can still smell what
So-
I am cooking. Okay.
Let's see. The Rock he's about to shoot the sorceress, and The Rock's like, no, and
That's
run.
my, they save each other a bunch of times. Just, no, I want to save you. No, I want to save you. No, I want to save you.
This time he saves her, catches the arrow in his back.
Yeah.
And then the Memnon is like, seems the gods favor me tonight, Akkadian. And I wrote down video game villain. He's just like cycling through bad guy lines.
Yeah.
But in a way that I like. The Rock just like takes the arrow out of his back. Not a big deal. Got shot. It's okay. Puts it in his bow. It looks badass as fuck. And he just goes, dodge this.
No, he says catch this. That's
Catch
his
this.
thing,
Fuck. Yes.
catching it.
Dodge this is the Matrix. Catch this.
And dodgeball, which you just watched. So I can see why you're confused.
Yeah, they're all running together. Shoots Memnon. He's like, oh, fuck. And he flies off the back of the edge of the thing as the explosion
Right.
goes off.
You can't just have an arrow. You can't just have a 40-foot fall. You also must get exploded.
No, rules. There's good posing everywhere.
Yeah.
This
with the...
So all the people are like, oh, you're our king now. And he's like, I am? All right.
Oh.
Yay. I
Yay.
will lead the evil horde. The next day, they're all like cleaning up. Like, all right, well, that was a good night. And
Did you guys eat? Yeah, we did that before you got here. Okay. Did you drink your fill? We also did that. So
yeah, war is canceled. So what else are we going to do? Okay. Michael Clarke
in.
Duncan is like leading his own people out of the kingdom. And he goes over to The Rock and he's like, you're the king now. Make sure
Dog.
you're a good one.
you're the man now, dog.
Don't forget where you came from. And then they shake hands.
And then he says, don't you forget that you always have a place here. And then the other guy says, and always remember that there's a lot of goodbyes.
There's a lot of
well, all right.
And one more thing.
But no, that character is all about fairness. It's the only reason he didn't like The Rock in the beginning. And then once The Rock became selfless and doing things for the greater good. So it's just like, okay, well, this guy just went babyface and I'm digging him. Now he just was given a whole kingdom. And these guys used to be evil. So I think he rightly is giving him a warning of like, all right, it's all about what you do with it. The gunpowder is yours.
Nubian eyes will be watching you. Scorpion King. Scorpion King.
That should be his thing. That's how he says bye.
That should be his thing. Yes.
Everyone, I'm making the most adorable gesture. All right.
So The Rock turns to Kelly Hugh and he's like, "Hey, you got any
Wanna stay?
visions? Or I can't keep track of this. Do you have witch powers or not?" And she's like, "It's unclear. I don't know. Yes, I do. I lied. I always had my powers.
Yes, it's not unclear.
I see a time of great prosperity and peace." He says, "How long will it last?" "Well, nothing lasts forever, my king.
But that is the story of all
That is
kingdoms.
the destiny of all kingdoms." And he says, "Then we'll make our own destiny."
No, you can't. It's going to go bad eventually. It's the destiny of all kingdoms.
Now let me lay one on you, very unconvincingly.
Oh,
And so they walk back into their castle, and then Godsmack starts playing.
And they don't know where anything is. Like, where's the kitchen? Where do I pee in here? This isn't my castle. How weird. They didn't even go to a close of sale. They weren't thinking about where the Christmas tree is going to go. And all of a sudden it's like, well, I guess I'm sleeping in his sheets.
You're never comfortable in his sheets.
How long does it take before this feels like his home? I'm wondering.
But he stands alone.
Yeah.
I stand alone. Yeah, that's the Scorpion King.
There you go.